Guys, and welcome to my channel, Journey with Wendy. If you're new to my channel, that's great because I'm new to my channel too. Today we'll be talking about why I started keto. And so for basically most of my life, I have been very fit, athletic and things of that nature. And so up until about 3 years ago, all of that started falling off. And so I was just like, what is happening? But it wasn't until a couple of months ago where it was just like, okay, like what's really happening? And so in this time, life and things of that nature, it takes a toll on you and it takes an effect on you. And so I wasn't really worried about it. I was like, I'm good, because my weight has always fluctuated. And so sometimes I'll be heavier and sometimes I'll be smaller. But when it was all said and done, I was just like, I'm going to be okay. But then the okay started turning into more pounds and more pounds and more pounds to where it was literally out of control. And so I was just like, it was kind of like I didn't have any alternatives. And so, well, there were alternatives. There were alternatives as of surgery because that's the route that I was going to go. I was just like, well, if I can't do it myself and I can't do it on my own, then I'll go get, bariatric surgery. And so I searched and I found some places that are, minimally invasive. So that means that they make, small incisions. They don't, do what they used to do. I mean, some places do, but the place that I was researching, they didn't do that. And so I was just like, okay, this is what I'll do. And so it just didn't sit right with me. Like going that route didn't sit right with me. And then I knew that because I've done the calorie counting before, I've done the restricting yourself by using willpower. Like I've done that before as well. But I was just like, if I'm going to do something, it needs to last. It needs to be lasting and it needs to be a change and something that I can do long term and not feel, restricted. Like I said, I've done, calorie counting. I've done, I'm going to work out a whole bunch and just eat whatever I want. I tried HCG. It was very, very brief with HCG. I couldn't do it because I'm like, you can't eat. Like, what can you eat? Air? Like, you walking around eating air and ice chips because HCG is so very restrictive as well. And so, about, I want to say, sometime in March of 2019, I found, well, I believe that the Lord gave me the ketogenic diet. And so I went on YouTube and I researched and I researched and I researched. And then I found all kinds of people. I found, Keto Connect, Thomas DeLauer, Dr. Berg, Marriage and Motherhood. I found all these people that are doing the ketogenic diet, Makeup by Shayla. She was very inspirational as well. And so I'm like, okay, all right, cool. So I was like, April 1st, we gonna do this thing. We hitting this thing. April 1st, then we going all the way in. April 1st came, man. I think I did keto about 2 days. I was just like, cause like my head started hurting. I was like, this is too much. I'm like, I can't. My head hurt. I feel like I don't know what I feel like, but I know my head hurts. So I'm like, cutting out carbs, this is not something that I want to do. And so then I was like, man, try it again. Just try it again, girl. Don't be no punk. Don't let keto punk you. And so I tried it again the next week, starting on Monday. Man, I did it for about, I think I did it maybe 2 days this time. But then that third day, I was like, I want to go to hibachi. I want to get me a crazy boy sushi roll, and I want to eat rice and I want to have soda and I want to have all this stuff. So I quit again. And so I was like, I'm done. And so I was talking with my pastor outside of service one day. And so she was like, you got to do something. If you're going to do something, then you need to do something. And so, I got wind that my senior pastor was doing keto. And so, he's not like me at all. He's like very determined. When he does something, he goes all the way with that thing. It ain't no, yeah, he's not like me. And so I was like, okay. I'm like, well, if he can do it, then I can do it. And then I found out about another young man at my church. He's doing keto. He don't need to do keto. I do need to make a change. And I need to do something not only for me, but for the little person that depends on me. I can't say that I love God, but then I got all this extra baggage as of weight that I'm carrying. And I do love God. I love God. I love God. You don't love God? What's wrong with you? But for me, I'm to a place now where I'm just like, okay, well, you need to, show and represent that you love God. And like I said, this is just for me. And so I started keto, I want to say on June 19th, maybe. I don't know. June something, the middle of June. I started keto, and for the first couple of days, I was just like, bruh. I'm like, but this time I was smarter because I had tried, keto before. And so, I was just like, okay, well, I think I can do it. I was like, Lord, if you help me, I can do keto. I can change my lifestyle and I can be healthy. And so, I got magnesium pills. I already had hair, skin, and nail pills. I got riboflavin, and so I have magnesium and potassium pills. And so I was like, okay, well, I'm gonna take my supplements on an empty stomach. So every morning I take my supplements. Today is the first day where I did not take my supplements, and I am actually 11 days in. And so with that, yes, I did have some mild, head stuff happening because I love my pastas, I love my breads, I love nothing bundt cakes, I love all that stuff. But now it's not just me doing it. The Lord is helping me do it. And so, I was not that, and I'm not saying that I don't have sugar cravings or anything like that, but instead of, quitting and going to nothing but bundt cakes or anything like that, like I decided to make me fat bombs. And I know I don't like erythritol. I don't like it. Uh, Stevia. I can't. And so I like monk fruit. So I was like, okay, well, I'm just gonna buy me monk fruit. I'm gonna buy me what works for me. And so, having said all that, within the first week of keto, I actually lost 11 pounds. And so I'm all excited. I'm like, oh, we doing it. I'm very excited because now I see results. Make sure that I'm drinking my water. I'm making sure that I try to get my fats in as much as possible. But to be honest, guys, yesterday was kind of difficult for me in the way of I wasn't hungry. Like, I've lived my whole entire life eating 3 meals a day and having two snacks. And, most of the time having dessert. There did come a time where, I did get hungry, but it wasn't like I was so ravenous. Like, I didn't get hangry. And so I'm just like, okay, there might be something to this ketogenic diet. And so when I eat, I'm satiated. I'm satisfied for a very long time. And so I'm like, man, I'm like, praise God, because, it could be another way. And so, I just want to make this video to encourage you guys. If you are starting your ketogenic journey, don't give up. Don't quit, because I'm proof. The longer you stay with me, the longer you will see the results that I have. And if I can do it, and I got willpower for some other stuff. But when it comes to food, I'm just like food was my best friend. And we'll talk about that, in more videos to come. But even if you started and stopped, pick up where you are right now and go ahead and hit that thing, because I stand behind you. If you want to do something, then let's do this thing together. Let me know in the comments below how far you are in your ketogenic journey, or it's not even just about keto. How far are you in your lifestyle journey? Like, where are you at? If working out is your thing, okay, where are you at? Are you on day 30 or are you on day 1? Because each and every day that you take gets you to where you want to be. And so eventually you'll turn around and you look back and you'll be like, man, like, I don't even know how I got here. And so continue to watch me, tell your friends about me, tell your mamas, your daddies, your uncles, your aunties, your cousins, tell everybody, so we can go ahead and do this thing together. Thank you, and welcome to Journey with Wendy.